You're going to fail. You're going to fall. The most important thing to do is just to get back up. I'll say for like myself, these last few months, I've definitely not been anywhere near where I want to be when it comes to things that are important to me, which are diet, um, meditating, like avoiding things that I know deep down, or not even deep down, I know for a fact are not going to push me in the direction I want to go. Which for me, like eating, my habits at times have been pretty bad as of recently. I can blame it on stress of just life. I can blame it on, you know, emotional stress, which I mean, that's what I've been going through personally, but it I can make these excuses, but that's not going to change anything. It's not going to make the situation easier. When these challenges appear, I want to be stronger. I want to be able to run through that shit and make the decisions that I know that I should. But the problem is that I just don't always do that. And there's times I get really pissed off with myself for not doing what I know deep down I should. But I also have to recognize that I am a human being and that I'm going to make bad decisions. I'm not going to be perfect. I'm never going to be perfect. But all I can really do now, right now, is just make the best decision that I can. Decide, all right, hasn't been great the last few months. There's been a lot of bad decisions, a lot of things that, I wish I could erase, but I can't. Doesn't matter how much I want to erase them, I can't. So I might as well just try to pick myself back up and go forward. And that's what I've been trying to do. In the last few days, I've definitely made some better decisions. Definitely been putting myself in a more positive situation, and it's just gonna take some more time, man. It's gonna take. In reality, it's just stacking days. It's one thing I've said a lot. One thing I've always kind of agreed with is like, yeah, it's just kind of stacking days. Just have one day, focus on today, and once the day is over, then when tomorrow comes, start focusing on tomorrow, and just try to make good decisions in the present moment. And when you inevitably make mistakes, which you're going to, just get back up. Get back up. Try to recognize. Try to figure out a way to remind yourself how you felt when you made that decision. Like for me personally, I'll just say like it sounds silly, but like peanut butter. I fucking love Jif peanut butter. It's like one of my favorite things in the world. I can eat that shit just straight up. I can, or I can have, or a lot of times I'll have it. Like recently, I'll have it with like chocolate chips or like Hershey's or Reese's, like chocolate. And like Jif peanut butter is fucking, it's so good, but it's so bad for you. Like it's two tablespoons, 190 calories, and it's like I think it's like 23 grams of fat. Like it's so bad for you. It really is. When I feel emotionally stressed and stuff like that, like that's kind of been my go-to for a while. That's kind of been my go-to snack, my go-to food, my go-to way of coping with the stress. And in reality, it's not that bad because I used to smoke weed, I used to watch porn. Those are two things that are no longer in my life, um, at all at the moment, at least. And my go-to is still kind of like eating fat, sugary, candy, sometimes too type food, and it's okay for me to do that from here and there. But there's times where I'll do it like days in a row, and then it's like I will clearly feel way shittier about myself. I have less energy. I know when I do it. I know how I'm gonna feel after. I know that I'm just doing it to enjoy it in the moment and know that literally 5 seconds after I'm done, I'm just gonna feel like shit. And then I'm gonna feel like shit for the next 10 hours or even longer. And it's like that's what if I ever get mad at myself, if I ever get really stressed out or not, I guess if I ever get mad at myself, it's because I make those decisions knowing the outcome. And that's what pisses me the fuck off. I hate that. Like doing the same thing and expecting a different outcome. And even though I'm not really expecting a different outcome, I'm just knowing that this outcome is going to be a negative one. And yet I just keep fucking doing it. And that's what I hate. Like, I think when I look at life, I think the last video I made on here was like, don't inflict self harm. Like, don't inflict. What I mean by that is like, don't bite yourself in the foot. You know, don't stab yourself in the foot. Like, don't make the bad decisions that you know that you shouldn't. Just don't do those. And when you don't do those, it opens up opportunities for the right decisions. And by doing that, it will avoid, or you'll easily be able to avoid the times where you fall down, where you fall down when you're just falling down for the same exact reasons. Like you're just constantly tripping yourself, and you know exactly what's causing that tripping, and yet you just keep fucking doing it. That's what I hate about myself, and that's one thing that all I can do is just constantly every day try to learn and grow. That's all I can do. Learn and grow, or I can accept that I'm gonna keep making this mistake. If I do that, then then it is what it is. I have put a cap on myself in that situation, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna keep growing. I'm gonna keep learning, and that's what you gotta do too. Just gotta keep growing and keep learning, and life is just that's what life really is all about in my eyes. It's just growth. It's just slow, monotonous growth. And if you ever want to get to somewhere you want to be, just know that it takes just a step a day. One step a day. Make a lot of times it's just erasing the things that you know that you shouldn't be doing, which just open up the doors for the things that you can do. And you might not know exactly what to do. And in reality, it's like your best bet is just to stop doing what you know you shouldn't. And I've said that, and I think I said that in my last video, which was like a month ago. I know I don't really upload on here, but I want to, but I'm inconsistent, and you know that's a problem. It's a problem, and it's a problem that most humans, if not all, struggle with in a lot of aspects, in a lot of ways, in a lot of things. They're just inconsistent, and for me, it's like I feel like in a lot of ways I can be a very consistent person, but a lot of times I can be consistent with bad things. I can be consistent with eating bad. I can be consistent with overthinking. I can be consistent with over, stressing myself out with things that aren't that big of a deal. It's just like I have consistent tendencies, but a lot of times are ones that I wish I wasn't consistent about. And it's just slowly learning and growing, man. That's all I can do. That's all we really can do. So yeah, just want to share this little video. Kind of rambling, but thank you for watching.